So, day one of this pilgrimage, you're here with Sai, taking a journey, a pilgrimage along the Ganges rivers, mostly the Ganga, towards the high Himalayas, the sacred mountains here in India. And day one is really interesting. I'm gotta say, I'm glad to be having a cup of tea, and a biscuit. Yeah, vegan peanut butter cookie, which someone gifted me on the way out. I'm not vegan, but you know, just makes it even more special out here. So, yeah, many things alive. I feel that many things alive in me today, in this moment. It takes a lot of energy to start a new path. And I guess the thing I'd really like to speak about is fear. Yeah. And so to put that into context, also I've spent the last month or so in the yoga academy where I've been in pretty deep sadhana and practicing and studying and pretty focused on the yogic path, and it's a place where I've been maybe 6-8 times before for good spells. Maybe in this time it's the same, a month or so. So it's been really profound. It's been really powerful. It's the practices are incredible, and the wisdom really amazing. And so this call that happened to take pilgrimage here, that I felt to, the place in the center, Sattva, where I've been, it's on the old pilgrimage route, and pilgrims, sadhus, sadhus being holy men, and people who would make pilgrimage to the high Himalayas would journey past where Sattva is. So when this vision was unfolding and I was really feeling the call, then I was like, well, without thinking too much about it, it felt clear and just felt right to head out the door. Like any pilgrimage would have been anyway. You'd always walk out your door. And with the things on your back. And so, I guess part of I've been in this place where it's been incredible, it's been insightful, full of wisdom, amazing people. And then all of a sudden, I'm out and I'm on my own, going where I don't really know. Like, I have an idea of the direction, but I don't know what I'm going to encounter. I've never been here before. I don't have a map, those sorts of things. And so it was a really big feeling of like walking out, and all of a sudden I could feel that I had a lot of excitement, but also apprehension or nervousness, or what am I going to encounter, where am I going to sleep, what am I going to eat, and so there's two parts to this. One is the purpose of this pilgrimage for me, and part of that is to take this camino and this camino within, and everything that's out here is really a vehicle for going in. I feel this, and for learning and exploring, getting to know myself, but also deepening in lived wisdom. And so hence this project that we have too, Wisdom of the Way, which is everybody, when we take journeys, there is the the infinite possibility and capacity for experiencing, learning, living wisdom. And yeah, so that's part of my intention in this journey, is to deepen in that, to deepen in my practice, and stabilize and really my consciousness state, and where my attention, where it's going, and to grow and to celebrate and to enjoy as well, and to experience life. And I feel like we experience life when we live it, and sometimes when we push the boundaries. So that's part of this, and this is definitely pushing some of my boundaries in some of the places that I feel comfortable. And this aspect also, it's called tapaha, which is a commitment, or in some ways maybe someone could say it's like a challenge or sacrifice, but not really. It's about making a commitment to oneself, and in the perspective of growing and winning one's own self-respect, really, and confidence. And yeah, I feel it's also about being able to see what I'm able to meet when I don't have maybe the comforts that I'm used to, or the security. So, and fundamentally, I know that the security is it's a consciousness state. It's not because I have X amount of money or I have certain materials. Those things are great and they're here to be enjoyed, absolutely. But I feel like that doesn't make security, because maybe I could have a lot of things, but if I'm not in a healthy relationship with them, I might feel very insecure. I might feel I don't have, a lack consciousness. So I really understand that it's a consciousness state, but it's another thing to experience, and I guess that's partly what I'm, exploring in this journey. One of the things. So what that means and what it looks like, and I spoke to my teacher about some of these things and had some of his advice, and and so in the practical context of what it means is that I walk, and I walk for a few hundred kilometers to a holy place in the mountains in Kedarnath. Well, there's Badarinath and Kedarnath that I was looking at, and I guess I will kind of see what the trail presents, but because I don't know, and I'm not that interested in walking on the main road, and so I'm purposely trying to take small villages and small roads. So let's see. And I'm trying to not take too much, and I guess why I mentioned fear before. It's like interesting how, and I observe this, like how we start to, and I started to pack, when I'm packing my fears into my backpack. And what I mean by that is that an example. Someone offered me, so I'm going to be sleeping outside, I'm going to be eating very simply and depending a bit on what I find, and so someone offered me a tent, and it's a great thing to have, and I also felt like I don't think I need it. I think I'm going to be fine without it. And I mean, the fear is that it's hard to believe, but actually going to the mountains at the moment, it's snowing there, and it's maybe 300 kilometers away from here, and it is so hot. I'm so glad to find this, that it's I've been spent these last hours walking up and up, and the sun is super hot, and this water's mountain water, and it's really cold, and I could easily sit in there for a long time. So it's hard to imagine being in the snow, and mostly things that I've packed are for the snow. So a tent would be great up there, but I felt like, okay, I'd take another 2 or 3 kilos, and is it something that I really need? And so there's this part, like, yeah, it's a practical thing, but there's also this element of fear, like, well, what about if I don't find something, and I don't find someone, or there's not a shelter or somewhere to sleep, then I'll need to have my tent. But I also knew at the start that I actually don't need to take a tent in this trip, and for me it's not necessary at this moment. So I could see that I was wanting to take it because it was like packing in a fear, yeah. And I see this in the Camino as well. Like, it's very that the things we take, they often represent our fears. Like, I need this, I need the extra that, and they're not bad things. But I think it's really interesting to observe from where and why we choose to take certain things. So I could see that happening, and just with the apprehension of taking the journey and going into the unknown, that I was like, oh, maybe I need this, maybe I need that, maybe I need that. So I'm trying to be as minimal as possible. And what that looks like, so I have, obviously, a hat. I have some sandals, just got them from the Rishikesh marketplace. So let's see how they hold up. A pot. Well, all the pilgrims I've seen, they walk with these pots. So I got one. But today it has my dinner from yesterday in there, and so it's pretty handy to be able to carry food, things like that. A sleeping bag. This bag is mostly, and a yoga mat for sleeping on. A shawl. This bag's mostly full of like things for the cold. And I really can't believe that it's how cold it's going to be at some stage. But it's, like a jacket, they're kind of small, but a jacket, a jumper, some long pants, some warm socks, a beanie, and there's like a couple of things of medicine, just if I get sick, a thermos to make a cuppa. Got a food bag at the moment, which is basically the things that I had. I guess at some stage I hopefully won't have to take this bag, but I'm just gonna, I've got a few boiled eggs from yesterday, or maybe the day before. See how they are. But some nuts and some dates and a few Indian sweets and things that I've just had. So some extra water, and look, more or less that's it. There's a mala for my meditation practice, a book or two, small ones. But and I guess the other thing is that I haven't taken too many resources in the sense of money. I'm taking about, it's like $2 a day, which is enough for one good, some simple meal a day, if depending on what I find and what I need. But I guess this is part of the tapaha, this intention to really, make some, with a strong effort, a steadfast, and to meet myself in these situations, and to see what happens, and to trust. I'm not looking, something that's really clear and really important for me, I'm not looking for something that's free, or I'm not looking for a cheap experience. I'm looking to go beyond some of the fear and some of the comfort that I may not need. And I'm not against comfort. It's great. But to be able to know myself, or know that I can be good without that, I feel is a great possible liberation, actually. Yeah, to know what I'm able to do without money, or without a bed. So yeah, now I feel a bit better. I found this water hole on the way, had a bathe, and I feel like I'm in the rhythm, and there's still a bit of that, that landing or that anxious energy, but I'm feeling ready, and I'm feeling supported, actually. Yeah. And that's a great feeling. I feel I have no idea what's going to happen, obviously, and what I'm going to meet or what challenges I'm going to face. And I know that there will be challenges, of course, because there's always challenges. There's no life without challenges. There's no path without challenges. There's no pilgrimage or Camino without challenges. So whether I have lots of things or not, I know there's going to be challenges, and I'm really looking to develop some resilience and meet myself inside of those challenges, and to trust in life, and really use this as a practice to also not come from a place of lack, not because I don't have this and I need this and when's that going to come, but from like, it's going to be what it is, and I trust, and I walk with my heart, and let's see. I'll keep you posted. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting to the Ganga soon, and hopefully today. So I've started in the mountains, and yeah, well, let's see what happens. Blessings from here.